All right. This is going well.
So, Lisa, let's take a look at our next section, which we will be determining. Actually, right now, actually, quite fine. For until we get a bit further down the line. So,
Wait a minute. Who are you? There are aliens.
if I hear
mighty
like,
drones.
Complete.
you probably hear I'm conquering more land than you expect.
See, I have an unfortunate draw. I have found one of the most annoying things in the known galaxy, in my opinion. Actually, the second most. I take that back. I have mining drones pretty close to my home systems. Mining drones, if you didn't know, are just a random spawn.
Updated.
Basically an ambient NPC faction. Basically just there to slow you down, maybe take some of your ships. But if you beat them, they usually have pretty good minerals. But they can be rather difficult to defeat early game.
Research complete.
Really?
What is complete? We got blue lasers now for my fleet. Again, the research section determines what you want to do. If you want to increase your output for research standards, or you want to increase your military powder by doing this, or increase with survey speed, which I'm going to do, so you don't have to constantly do it manually.
Automated surveying?
Yep.
Very good early game draw because you can tell your ships to just automatically scan. It's very nice. Personally, I think the most beneficial, let's say, technologies are actually just the ones that give you more research speed, which is why I said at the very beginning that I had a pretty nice draw because there is a randomness to
Construction complete.
There is a randomness to, I'm going to pause for a second because things are happening and I'm trying to talk. There's a randomness to what technology you get at the beginning. And one of the ones that I always hope to get for are basically the phase 1 tech. And what I mean by that
is basically like the colon gun, for example, and lasers is another example.
Not actually what I'm referring to, but a good try. What I am referring to is quantum theory, biodiversity studies, and nanomechanics. So those three are basically 20% to society, engineering, and physics research, respectively. At the beginning of the game, pretty freaking good bonus to just immediately get.
And for our simple folk, simplify that for them, please. Say for our people who just want to try this out before going in depth and all this stuff for simple reasons. Basically, machinery is doing all this stuff for you. Nighttime, so but looks like we're having connection issues already. It's a shame what that was him. Again, I'm sorry. It's part of my connection. I always wanted to prove this, but we can't do much. And that would be over here, which let's see he's having issues. We are doing fine with video chat reasons, so we're fine with that. It's just probably him. And we can close it. Oh, crap, over here.
Hello, I have returned. I apologize for that.
No worries.
What were we talking about there?
Oh, no worries. We're just basically I was basically simplifying what you mean by all the simple things, like all heavily tech-wise to tech jargon.
Yes, I very much so believe that it is important to increase your technology. That is why I stand by it. The first ascension perk you should always get is technological. It just lets you get stuff quicker.
Basically.
Of course, not a necessity.
It's up to the
Not a
player's
necessity.
choice.
I have all of my ascension. Of course. I have my ascension perks literally planned out already. So I'm
Like I said,
ahead of
experienced
myself.
tacos first time. Basically.
Huh. Interesting. Never got that event before. Okay. I'm unpausing.
Okay, care to explain.
That's
to try to explain the rare technologies for our folk to probably see why one.
So rare technology. Yes, rare technologies is you already have a rare technology.
I have slightly no. It's 355 months.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you are a psychopath.
That's me. You know that. But mine is reactive heart issues from killing the aliens I had encountered for unpleasant guests.
I understand now. Oh, I have a really hard choice: genome mapping or off-world trade
System
companies.
survey.
No, I do not. We will get there when we need to.
World trading. Okay, So, rare technologies. Basically, rare technologies, you are not guaranteed to get them in your game.
Construction complete.
Rare technologies usually are much harder to get, but have much more unique benefits. An example, psionic abilities. It is something that not all societies will get, especially if you're a materialist. But if you do get it, then that is a very big boon to you, especially if you're trying to actually create a psionic society.
I guess I've abandoned shipyard in one mine.
What was the one you said you had there?
I have reactive hull tissue from the alien I killed from an invited guest.
Reactive hull tissue. That is. I'm actually unfamiliar with that one offhand.
I got two. I had those twice. I got those twice. My first 2 plays in this new one.
One thing that people always have told me is kind of questionable decision on my part, but I stand by it, is the decision that you really shouldn't make your army unless you have a threat. And that feels like an obvious statement, at least to me.
But as
where if there's nothing to
as you progress,
the situation log displays a list of
there's also unwanted aliens that roam around the galaxy, both DLC wise and in general.
Yes. I believe the mining drones that I have are actually our base game. But regardless, if you don't have a threat, you shouldn't make your military powerful, because military is a heavy drain on resources. That is kind of self-explanatory.
Which is, for me, if you want to get some defensive, my recommend is 10 and slowly progress as you progress through the game.
Yes. Now, I have a very specific thing, which is I literally have only the starting 3 ships and whatever the game decides to give me until I meet someone that I see as a significant threat, and then I will build as much as physically possible and then try to eliminate them as quickly as possible.
Again, depends on the dealer's choice. If you want to be a pacifist, like some people I watched once, but honestly got trampled down into traps.
Yes, pacifism is a very interesting thing in this game because you can't be as pacifist as a lot of people want to be. You need a standing military, and you might need to go to war eventually. You will need to go to war eventually.
That's if someone's pissing you off, or in my hindsight, it's just basically if someone starts acting claims on your empire.
System survey complete.
Yes. Now, the thing about claims that I find funny is that you don't actually have to worry about them unless you think they can win. Because claims
again, you also have that notion in your mind that something will probably they'll stand called the war and you're not ready to tackle it.
That is very possible, yes.
I'm going to adopt expansions for our newer tradition.
Expansions are very good. You're already on your 2nd tradition tree.
Yeah, because I got the prosperity of the 2 ones in that one. I got animation operations and standard construction templates for speed reasons.
You know, I'm about getting there. So how is your administrative capacity / empire sprawl doing?
Still 37 underneath the 50 still.
Ah, okay, fair enough. I am building rather rapidly as I do. I'm at 50 out of 50.
I need to increase industry for consumption goods. But as customer goods, this was not implemented in the early days of Stellaris. Now, this is a big factor on how to please your population now, as I saw. But Alex probably explained a bit more what consumer goods is.
So, consumer goods, let's see, how do I describe them? They're just resources that a population needs. Now, there's a difference between consumer goods and amenities, which I'll get to in a second. Consumer goods are the things that are luxury goods in our lives, like things like laptops, things like computers and such whatnot like that. They're things that have to be manufactured so that people can enjoy happiness. Yes.
Because I got me an excavation discovery to do.
Archaeological site?
Yes. But let's continue on
archaeological sites.
Let's
very good.
I will consumer goods first before moving to that.
Yes. I will move to that afterwards. So consumer goods, like I said, you make them through factories. They're important to keep your people happy. But if you run out of them, they're not actually a insane loss. They're much less important than amenities, in my opinion. Amenities are a planetary resource, not an pyre resource. They're just something that your planet makes for that planet. They don't spread between planets. Amenities are basically just the basic standard of living to make sure that your people are happy. Whereas consumer goods are the luxury goods that aren't actually necessary for the people. And something important that I forgot to mention is consumer goods are very important for building other things. And what I mean by that is that you will need gadgets to give to your scientists so that they can actually do that science. Whereas amenities are more like, oh hey, this is literally just me being able to go to a theater to have some enjoyment and watch a theater play or whatever your whatever your empire's equivalent might be. Amenities usually fix themselves easily if you're doing everything right, building your planets. But on the chance that you do not have them completely fixed, hollow theaters is usually the common thing that people have to build. They just are a building that literally just produces unity and amenities en masse.
Good to know that, so I'm going to add that to the next population thing.
Yes, so I always stand by it. Every planet should almost always have just one hollow theater and then just leave amenities for themselves.
Now with the consumer goods talked, let's talk about the Archaeological Discovery Site now.
All right, so Archaeological Discovery. Basically, this is something that only comes with the... Let me see if I can actually figure out which one it is. I cannot. It's a very, very specific DLC. I was thinking if I could recall which one it is. I cannot. Ancient Relics DLC?
They're in by default because I had this on my past.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Oh, they changed. I thought that was okay.
They probably add more by default to the DLC, probably.
I see. They changed the function of them with the DLC. Okay, so one of the important aspects of Archaeological Site is they give you a lot of research usually. Specifically, I believe, don't quote me, but I've noticed the trend be that it gives you a lot of society research generally, which is good. The other thing is that they are basically like longer-term anomalies, where you actually have to assign a ship basically to just sit there and continuously excavate the site. Now, one of the important differences between the base game and the DLC is that you get relics.
Which are used, as we saw before, to selling.
Yes, that is probably the worst way you can use a relic, a minor artifact.
But like I'm saying, it's just basically giving an idea to go back to that screen. That's where he saw all the stuff.
So minor artifacts you can use it in a whole bunch of different ways. Usually, you get more later in the game. Of course, if you do just need a quick cash infusion of 500, you can do that. Mind you, that relics are at least somewhat finite. I've never seen personally a way to manufacture them in any way other than simply finding more archaeological sites. So just using them purely on money, energy credits, probably not the best way you can use them.
But it also depends on how their government is set up, like you said before.
Of course.
As for me and you, we set up to give us more output.
Yes, I will be saving them to see what I can use them with. I usually don't have to rely on artifacts to give me money anyway. I can usually fix my economy before I have to do that. Would you like me to unpause?
Not quite yet. We first want to do our first reading, then we can do it. From the gateway ascent from my excavation, our scientists have reached the impact site of an object from the gateway that was crashed in Venus at incredible speed. It's clear that lacked the impact site. That was no ordinary crash landing from our scientists eager to investigate further. As you might know, you saw before, my entry into this galaxy was a gateway, which is parts of that.
I will correct you on that a bit in a second. Unless you would like me to now.
You can go ahead right now.
So, for the lore at least, again, I'm a lore nerd, so this irked me a little bit. You didn't arrive in this galaxy on the gateway, I don't believe.
You earned the gateway up to the galaxy.
Yes, basically, it just was built in your system. It gives you the boons or the potential disasters later in the game,
which we'll explain when we get to that point.
Yes, crises, fun.
We don't go in depth for that. We don't want to freak them out right away.
We should not shield them.
Now hit the act, hit the speed, please.
Playing. All right. So. To continue, archaeological sites, it's really a player's choice. Do you have enough science ships that you can comfortably have one just sit on an archaeological site? If yes, feel free. If you don't think so, you need them more for scientific exploration, anomalies, etc., then feel free to do that. They're not as important, if you ask me, but they are very, very useful.
Mm-hmm. But as you say, it determines how it goes. Like I said, I grew up with this, but I was actually first starters in this. But as I came back on occasionally, I think it was actually when I was at college when I started to stream one at my dorm. I saw the changes. But still being there. Now here, I have a question for you. Administrative offices. Do I need to expand my sprawl, or is it just there to muck? It's just there to waste space.
Administrative. Let's see. Administrative offices are very, very necessary. They're very good. Basically, once you start getting to that point where you are running out of sprawl, if you see that number, Empire Sprawl go red, you need to build those.
So I was right to make the right choice when I did in my first session.
Yes.
So I should build it now for early?
Dimensional drift. Awesome. Okay. So I have a choice to make. And I think I've made the right decision. Okay, so I just got a free science ship called the Other Science Ship. Basically, a dimensional portal opens somewhere, and then a other dimensional ship showed up. I had the option basically to make it one of my science ships or to destroy it. I decided, I need a third science ship because I only have two, and I need more. Unpausing. What was it that I was last talking about? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Should I get administrative office early game or down the line?
Always get it when you need them. Administrative offices are basically necessary anytime you don't have you have very high sprawl.
I'm gonna build one for the sake of my space reason, but I only have 2 district spaces left before I'm maxed on my planet.
Yes. So one important difference that might be for you is the buildings on the planet. There's districts and there's buildings.
Which I've seen before. You have population standards. You have industry, which produce alloys. Hold on. Alloys and consumer goods. Then we have which is generators to increase our technical, and mining for minerals and farms. Which I probably should build farms before administrative office to keep that at a stable level.
Special project complete.
It's really this is a game where you have to react to what you need more so than having like a set path, in my opinion. Aha! Oh, good. Interesting. All right, third planet. Let's see.
I got
strong magnetic field.
I got me a new ship all of a sudden. From the anomaly.
What kind?
Complete.
Let's see.
What?
Hold on, pause it. There are too many things going on.
Pause. By the way, you can pause.
My archaeology broke through and got myself to keep digging. The initial reports on Venus are both extraordinary and a bit unnerving. Atlas structure debris impact crater immediately surrounding reveals surprise. Apparently unknown object neither break nor broke upon impact. Somehow object managed to place through the soil and now resting in the ground. Further, and my ships I got from the anomaly I was fixing the ship I think those are destroyers. It's been ages since I've seen them. I think.
Level 2?
Yeah, it's a Raider. Raider Spectre.
Raider ship. Gotcha. Very good. Not quite as good as what I got.
Well, he's a Raider. He's a Raider specs. These are Raider ships.
Yep.
Whatever happened to the old destroyers and all that stuff? Did he change that now? Or they're still there, just harder to get?
Nope, they're still there. You have to unlock the technology. We are still a little bit out of destroyer times.
I remember those were so early in the game. You had to get back then.
They're pretty early in the game. We have been taking our time though, explaining and pausing. So it's expected that it'll take a little bit longer. Would you like me to unpause?
Yeah, go ahead. But I remember playing in the early days that right after you increase the speed or get weaponry, you'll have the technology unlock the shipyard for destroyers.
So, yes, there are a lot of options. So the chance that you get them are Ooh, factions.
Ah,
All
for
right,
this
we'll get
section.
into that in a minute. All right, I got a bunch of factions spawn at once, so I'm actually going to pause while I'm doing this. I'm going to CFTL. No, that's fine. Fuck it. All right, factions.
Well, let me explain. Well, let me wait till I get mine, so then we can explain.
That's fair. You know what? You are the recorder. That makes sense. All right.
But to give us, for
what
your
were
sake,
we-
just give a brief understanding.
All right. So factions are just the way that your people think, what they value in your.
And if you piss
Empire.
them off, the one might start a revolution against you.
Might start a revolution. You
And
can
also
also,
they-
of course.
They also determine your influence as well if you manage them properly.
Yes.
If I remember correctly.
Construction
Yes, you
complete.
can also actually completely change how your government acts, completely changing their ethics through them. So if you wanted to support,
Remember, keep it brief. We
specific-
don't want to go in depth.
this is fair.
I got my first encounter.
I did too.
Gamma.
I think we've met each other.
Gamma aliens, I discovered.
We have
That's
different
you.
names.
Yep, I see you. Or maybe it's just a Valiant vessel. Because I have my radar, so I can't see it. Nope, that's you.
All right, let's.
That's you. Maybe.
Where?
It's in my Dungar system.
Hey, that's me.
Oh, we found our first friend. Now let's begin the contact phase.
Awesome.
Which is
I'll-
something new. Let me get my, for example, first.
Perhaps
Back in the day, there was actually just
System
random,
survey
just
complete.
simple research. But now it's a whole deaf thing.
It's a whole dang thing.
I do miss to bring back the old days. I should keep with the old aliens though. We don't need that.
I
Right.
like it, but that's because I like the way this that they've been taking Stellaris a bit. So,
But
I'm
again,
kinda being
it
a little
depends
biased.
if you want to do so. I got my ships over here. I need to bring them to merge.
yes. So, shall I explain?
Nah, we got enough for now.
All right. Once your contact goes up, I can explain more. Otherwise, if you want to, feel free.
I clicked on it
let's
already.
see.
We gotta wait till we break through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Heals.
Why? Oh, that's why.
System
Gotcha.
survey complete.
Well, also,
Sorry.
I remember
Anomaly
colony.
found.
As I play, colonies increase your supply like mad.
Oh, yes. They are, I believe, the biggest increase.
I probably should focus on that, but I gotta look for the right planet though. Well, it's a tropical planet
Yeah.
with 18 districts.
See, I stand by it. You should be expanding as much as you can whenever you can and not really worry about Empire Sprawl. But you should always pay attention to it and make sure that you fix it as soon as you can, because it can spiral a little bit.
But it depends. But if you're lucky, just me,
Right.
just want to get to expanding, it's not that hard. But if you're going to the colonies, which I need to increase my sprawl.
That's it. I'm using my military. You've been causing too many problems for too long.
That's his
And thus
side,
leave.
not my side.
Oh, yes. Just some
I'm
mining
gonna
drones
build my
blocking off
first
the
colony
port
ship to
choke
go to Alpha Centauria.
Oh, you're on your first? I'm on my, fourth.
Well, that's you. What we got? Power has been hindered, but we got some more things to expand. But I should keep at a bay because I want to conquer the six and
Mysterious
six.
Spacefarers.
6 and 6 energy and materials. Excavation Site. What we got? Temporal disorients. A project we just got close to the option. We're sending a deep ground. Our scientists started to experience strange phenomena. Ours were lost in the blink of an eye. No equipment site to
System
break through the
survey
wear and tear.
complete.
I read this before, but keep it simple.
Research complete.
My first research is done, and that is colon guns. What should I have?
Oh,
More
boy.
output, researchers, or current build speed? I personally want researchers decrease the speed.
That is fair. That is fair.
Well,
All right.
We'll go after.
War were declared.
Output. What did you interact? Found an alien, or are you declaring on primitive civilization?
Just declaring on autonomous drones.
I'm actually.
Which, by the way, I am just saying that for funsies. I'm not actually declaring on anyone. I'm just finally mobilizing my army to take care of them because they are being an annoyance. This is a problem. I'm doing this
And
mistake.
which we have just started, so we're not discover any plans to go nuts with war.
Yes.
Which is a different type of game, because if you're like a cheater like me back in the day, infinite invincibility, you go nuts.
All right. That battle was quick and easy. Let's continue on, please.
Anomaly found.
Yes, please. Oh,
I want to tell you
interesting.
something. I remember this a long time ago. I conquered a fallen empire once.
Ah, very good.
But that
is considered a very
Construction complete.
very normal late game thing to eventually do.
Please.
Very like I know I'm kind of diminishing the fact that you did it,
Pause,
but
please.
oh yes,
Because
yes,
we have
pausing.
the first contact pleading event started again. So what we found here was the following sighting on undefined spacecraft in the Dargo system. All forces of the victim have been ordered to assume heightened state of regardless per standard protocol. Intelligence is still analyzed with little data we have on the buggy, but it appears they capable of high speed of travel, which offense capability remain unknown. As like representing our first contact with a new alien civilization, we take our steps to accept the communication. Now explain what you want to explain.
I already forgot because I have the memory of a goldfish.
But the process is different back then than now.
Yes. Oh, you are referring to how first contact works, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so the way first contact works. Now it is still a situation log item. The important difference is though, but that you do not waste a scientist discovering them. You instead use an envoy. Envoy is something that's relatively new. They are envoys as they are in real world. You send them to other civilizations. You can either use them to build spy networks or to get you diplomacy.
Keep it brief. We're not there yet. Keep it brief.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were doing the full explanation.
Not yet. No, we'll do that probably when we beat you or in our empire.
All right. So to make it more brief, basically envoys is how you interact with others outside of just the diplomacy menu.
And that's how we go with all the strategy. But with this one, this one's a process now. We then decide one single thing back then. And let's keep on going.